Today we're going to be talking about lust and how to actually conquer lust as a young man. So lust is super dangerous and it's affecting this entire society, especially young men. And I have 3 reasons how to conquer lust, why lust is so damaging. And my 3 reasons we're going to cover this video are firstly purpose, secondly intimacy, thirdly discipline. These 3 categories, once you master all 3, once you have an understanding of all 3, you can finally conquer and be able to handle your lust as a young man. So firstly, we're going to go over why is lust so bad. You probably know, but in case you don't, the reason why lust is so damaging is because it creates this perverted sense of love. So when your mind is so caught up in lust, you're not going to be able to love. You're going to look at this world in this perverted, lustful view, which is going to cause you to almost have like self-hatred, and you're going to grow this weird relationship with the world, yourself, others. Now, lust is being pushed upon us. It's being pushed upon society. People are profiting so much off of it. So they are just like putting all this content on your feed. They're the people that own like OnlyFans, Corn, all this. They are purposely using it and they are purposely playing with your desires to profit and get rich. So understand it is a huge issue and it can truly take over your life if you don't be careful. Now, firstly, purpose. So what purpose is, how purpose plays a role in conquering lust is your purpose. What is lust? Lust is energy. So when you get those lustful thoughts and lust comes over you, you feel like this weird energy, right? But when you have a purpose, you can funnel that energy of lust into your purpose. Now, the way you're going to find your purpose as a man is you have to go out. You have to experience. You have to try new things. That's the only way you're going to kind of figure out, okay, this is my purpose. This is what I'm super passionate about, purposeful about. I feel like a fire inside of me. The way you're going to know if something is your purpose is if it keeps you up at night and it with a fire inside and it wakes you up in the morning with a fire inside. Like it needs to keep you just so busy, so productive. You want to give all your energy towards it. And there's layers to your purpose, you know. For me, a layer of my purpose was going to the gym, right? Like this was like freshman year, like for like 2 years, like just going to the gym, eating clean, locking on the gym. That was my purpose. Now it's content, helping people, growing my businesses, becoming financially free. So the layers of your purpose are going to change, right? Now you just have to really understand what your purpose, and you have to dial in your energy to that purpose. When you have a lustful thought, when that lustful feeling creeps over you, you need to instead use that sexual energy and you need to put it into your purpose. So many young men, what happens is they get this lustful energy, right, this sexual desire, and they have nothing to funnel it to. So what they will do is they're just going to fab, they're just going to goon, they're just going to do some degenerate BS, and they're going to feel empty after because they funneled it into like something that takes and strips you of your energy. So understand purpose, and purpose plays a huge role. So you need to find your purpose and you need to funnel your energy into your purpose. Secondly, intimacy. Intimacy is a huge issue of like why men are so addicted to things like corn and gooning. It's because they lack intimacy. We live in a society where young men are like there's statistics, they're going on the least amount of dates ever. They're going on the fewest dates. They're having the least amount of relationships. So we have like almost a crisis where there's so many young men who aren't going out, meeting girls, having intimacy with girls, getting relationships with girls. So what they do is their body wants that. Their body craves intimacy. So what they do is they just go out and they just are like, okay, I'm just going to watch corn and I'm going to fap and I'm going to create this like weird fake intimacy in my brain that might last for a few seconds, but then you feel empty afterwards. So this is a huge issue on why young men are so addicted to this stuff, is the lack of intimacy. And a lot of guys, they'll tell me, they'll be like, oh, yo, I just got a girlfriend. Now I instantly don't feel like doing any of this stuff anymore. Yes, because you solved the problem. You solved the problem. And the problem was a lack of intimacy. So once you got intimacy, you were good. It was the cure to your issue. So many young men, I'm telling you, if they got a girlfriend, so many of their problems with like intimacy and fapping and gooning would go away. If they even, not even a girlfriend, if they started talking to girls, going on dates, being intimate. I don't mean degenerate hookup culture. I mean like actually growing a relationship with a woman, right? Because intimacy is a huge issue. So once you solve your intimacy, it's so much easier to not be given to lust and degeneracy. Then we're going to talk about discipline. Discipline plays a huge role in this, right? Everyone knows discipline. It plays a huge role. The way discipline plays a role is it's your ability to not do something, right? You have discipline not to do something. You have discipline not to eat that cookie. Now, with a man, you're always going to have lust. You're always going to have lustful temptations. You're always going to want to give into lust. But when that lust comes, you have to have enough discipline to not funnel it into fapping or watching porn or getting with some 2 out of 10 random girl on Tinder, right? You need to instead funnel that energy to something productive, and you have to have discipline to choose what you're going to actually funnel it into. Because things like corn, they're either candy to the eyes, they're poison to the soul. It looks good, so if you have no discipline, you're just going to end up giving into it, being addicted to it. So you do have to build discipline. Building discipline, everyone knows how to build it. It's just like level 1 stuff. You just go out, start doing hard things. Say you're going to wake up at 5 a.m., wake up at 5 a.m., go do a cold plunge, start doing things that you don't want to do, right? Do things you don't want to do. It builds discipline, it builds willpower. And yeah, so once you start having those 3 core things of purpose, you have a purpose that wakes you up with a fire inside that you're giving your entire life to. You have intimacy. You're going on dates with girls. You're getting relationships with girls. And you have discipline. You will become unstoppable. And lust will naturally, the chains of lust will just break. You will no longer struggle with lust because you have the things that are missing. It's the cure. It's like the cure to the illness. The cure to lust is purpose, intimacy, discipline. And once you have those 3 things, it won't just like help you conquer lust. It'll change your life forever. So aim for those 3 things, right? Some tips to handle lust is, I have an app, right? I create an app. It's called Rewire. It helps young men quit porn, stop giving into lust, stop gooning. If you want to check it out, it's in the bio. It's called Rewire. It's a great app. But the reason why I created that app and what that app actually helps with is it rewires your mind. So another thing you guys can do that'll help you with these like habits, because a lot of gooning and lust and watching porn, it's a habitual thing. You do it for so long, your brain is rewired to be craved to do it. So something you can do is you can unrewire your brain. You can rewire your brain in a different way, and the way you're going to do that is using things like a habit tracker. My app, it has a habit tracker, right? You can use a habit tracker, and every time you have an urge, every time you relapse, you enter in what emotion were you feeling? What time of day was it? What was your environment? And what it does is it looks at the data and says, okay, this is what's triggering you. Because we all have triggers. So you can cut out the trigger, and once you cut out the trigger, you're not going to have an urge and you're not going to relapse, because there's so many triggers nowadays. You scroll on Instagram, you see Sophie Rain, it's like, come on. Okay, these triggers are everywhere. So if you can limit if you can identify what is your trigger and you can limit it, it's going to be a lot easier to not like have as many lustful temptations, right? And it's more manageable, easier to deal with. So definitely, cut out the triggers, because what you consume is like what you consume is what you become. So make sure you're cutting out these triggers. And then my app has some other cool things. It has a streak tracker. It has a lot of cool features, community, like podcasts, research, a lot of stuff that can help you. So if you do want us to quit corn, check out the app, first link in bio. But yeah, this stuff's really going to help you. Purpose, intimacy, discipline, habit tracker, track your habits, figure out the trigger, because lust is super, super dangerous. And I'm telling you, man, I struggle with it a lot personally. Like watching corn and this stuff, because I'm telling you, it's candy to the eyes. It looks so good. But it's poison to the soul. It pollutes the soul, and it just kills you as a man, your ambition, your discipline, the things you want as a man. It makes you like lazy. You don't want to work hard. So you have to just find a purpose, and you have to go on relationships, and you have to build discipline. That's the only way you're actually going to stop. So start doing those things, start following that formula, and you will notice your life begins to change. Your life really will change. Purpose, intimacy, discipline. Those are the 3 pillars of this, man. And you can use things to help you too. They're not going to solve the problem. My app isn't going to solve your problem of lust, because it's a deeper rooted issue. But it can help you. It can help you a lot with like the issue, with like removing triggers. It's like, basic things, right? But you have to figure out what is the deep rooted issue in me, which is causing me to give into this lust. And once you identify that issue and you remove that issue, naturally it's going to be extremely easy not to give into lust. So understand, you just have to master the fields of purpose, intimacy, and discipline. Once you master those fields, lust will naturally go away. So that is how you're going to conquer lust and actually change your life.